Welcome to Kelli Keeps You in the Know. Get ready to be engaged, informed, and empowered to walk into your purpose.
Welcome, and thank you all so much for tuning into this edition of Kelli Keeps You in the Know. I am Kelli Prather, the self-proclaimed hostess with the mostest, and my ultimate goal is to keep you inspired, encouraged, engaged, and empowered to walk in power towards your purpose. And the purpose that I am referencing is the purpose power that God has invested in you. So hopefully you all are having a blessed and highly favored day, because you are truly blessed and highly favored. If you were able to wake up this morning and just enjoy the fresh air, the sun, the warmth of the sun, if you have had an opportunity to see someone recover from this horrific COVID-19 pandemic, you are truly blessed by the best. And I'm excited to be amongst the living with you. Now, you all know that I am a huge advocate for the Cincinnati Herald. I want you to make sure that you subscribe to the Cincinnati Herald. It's only $30 a year. The Cincinnati Herald is a wonderful publication it circulates primarily in the urban core. The articles are not limited to what takes place in the Black community. However, the Cincinnati Herald does an amazing job of highlighting all things positive in the African American community. Now, the reason I'm passionate and I'm excited or thrilled to see that is what the Cincinnati Herald does is because all too often in the Black community, you hear all things negative. Social media, you see all things negative. In mainstream media, you see all things negative, but it's about empowering and upbuilding the community, and the Cincinnati Herald does just that. I have a very special guest, and I don't want to keep her waiting, but I just want to encourage you again to get a subscription to the Cincinnati Herald, and in the May 23rd through May 29th edition of the Cincinnati Herald, there's some wonderful articles. One of the articles on the front page is hashtag Black Women Strong. And so when I look at these amazing women like Janelle Chris, who's the president of the Top Ladies of Distinction, and the remarkable Dr. Shelley Jefferson Hamler, who is the president of the Cincinnati chapter of Lenice, and she's also a member of Delta Theta Sigma Sorority Incorporated. They are some amazing women. And then I see my girl. Now, you all have heard LaShonda Ewing, president of Sigma Gamma Rho. You've heard her on Kelli Keeps You in the Know. So she is also featured. And, of course, the lovely Renee McCafee Harris of the Center for Closing the Health Gap is also featured in that article, hashtag Black Women Strong. Now, before I go on and talk about one other article that you have to take a look at in this week's edition of the Cincinnati Herald, is I want to let you know that Kroger is sponsoring a COVID-19 testing site at the Hirsch Recreation Center in Avondale. The testing is all free, and so, again, it's sponsored by Kroger and the Cincinnati Recreation Commission under Daniel Bess, who is doing an amazing job transforming our recreation centers back to what they were back in my day, or when we were growing up. So before I bring Lenice on, again, just referencing the Cincinnati Herald, I want you to make sure that you take a look inside of the Cincinnati Herald, and it's on page A5 in the A section. There is an article, Remembering the Village Mothers. The article is Remembering the Village Mothers, and it was written by yours truly, Kelli Prather. And so this is just a way for me to pay homage to all of the strong mothers who raised children who lived in the community as if they were raising their own, and they had a firm hand, but they had a loving touch. And so, again, take a look at that article. I also want you to look at the Cincinnati Enquirer, because Dr. Charles Dillard of the Dillard Center, he is featured I think on the front page of the Cincinnati Enquirer from this past weekend. So take a look for those articles. But without further ado, I want to bring on a phenomenal woman. She's been holding long enough, and I know that her schedule is super tight. She is Miss Lenice Williams, and she will be discussing her nourishment products, and also I think she has a wellness system that you have to hear about. And now, you know I'm passionate about this because as a healthcare provider, and as it relates to COVID-19 and so many other comorbidities or pre-existing conditions, they impact the urban core, especially Black communities, more so than other communities. So without further ado, I want to bring on my phenomenal guest, Miss Lenice. How you doing, lady?
I'm fine. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored. Happy to finally get you on. I know I tried to get you on earlier this week, but as I said, you're super busy. Like most women, you multitask. You work a full-time job. You have your products. You have. I think you have something going on this Sunday. So tell us, who is Lenice Williams?
Lenice Williams is a dual realm nourisher. That is who I am. I think it is my mission and passion and purpose on earth to serve others in a leadership capacity to make them better. That fills my cup. To see other individuals have epiphanies about their health and their wellness, and that makes them better long term, is really what gives me joy.
Okay.
I am also a mother of two, a boy and a girl. I am a caregiver to an aging mom, a passionate minister, and consistent learner. I think lifelong learner would be how I would describe myself.
Amen. And, often I tell people that, I don't know if I share this with you, I also work in healthcare. I'm an occupational therapist, and I have two ministries. Those ministries are health and justice. So those are ministries, and so it does not surprise me to hear that you are a minister. Okay, so as far as your ministry, I mean, I know that God has called us to move beyond the four walls of the sanctuary and into the community, and with your nourishing products, that's exactly what you're doing. I'm pretty sure that you address the needs of the vulnerable communities, vulnerable marginalized communities, in addition to the community as a whole. So tell us a little bit about that.
So Nourishment is a company where we actually educate individuals about resilient strategies through habit stacking. So all we want individuals to know that there is a life where you can go from struggling to surviving to thriving, and we're here to help one habit at a time. Just one habit at a time. So we're accountability partners. We have programs that let people know that self-care is more than bubble baths and some time that you block off on a certain day. We also have vision casting workshops where individuals actually plan so they don't fail. And we're looking to expand into other services that we will offer and products into the future, because we're just a year old in April.
Happy anniversary, or happy belated anniversary.
Thank you.
What's exciting to me is that you want to make individuals don't fail, and that is so important, because a lot of times when we set short-term goals and long-term objectives, we don't think about planning. And one of the things I've always told patients who I work with, or people in general, is that proper planning prevents poor performance. Proper planning prevents poor performance. And so if you plan properly, then you can not only perform well, but also meet those short-term goals and long-term objectives. And so I'm so excited to see. Now, for those of you who are following me on Facebook, you see where I talked about, I posted links to Lenice's site, and there is Sunday prep? You're doing something on Sunday. Can you tell us a little bit about the Sunday prep session?
Yes, but it's not actually this Sunday. That's coming on June 27th. But that's that component where we'll have a workshop that explains the 7 pillars of self-care. And that's for everyone, all genders, all ages. We need to learn, especially teach our children how to engage in self-care, especially when we put so many high demands on our children at this present day and age. Just teaching everyone the 7 pillars of self-care and how to engage in all of them for a well-rounded view of wellness.
Okay, very nice, very nice. And, going back to the fact that I'm an occupational therapist, I would really like to participate in that, Lenice, because in occupational therapy, basically our goal is to make sure that a person has a balanced lifestyle of self-care, work, leisure, and rest activities. And so the self-care Sunday prep just seems like something that's right up my alley, and something that I could, I could have some takeaways, bring back into the communities that I serve. And just prepare them better. But of course, I do want people to participate in that workshop. And so, again, talking about something else that you're doing on June 13th, you have the Wellness Quarterly, and it's a Zoom conference. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Typically, those events, this will be our 3rd installment. It is an expo of vendors who are usually in the Cincinnati area, but since we're going virtual, we've expanded our reach a little bit to some people outside of the tri-state area. But it is just a vendor event to offer individuals those choices that they have to improve upon their wellness. So once again, that's a broad spectrum of wellness. We know that there may be clothing and jewelry and accessories there, because when you look good, you feel good. There will be individuals there talking about some holistic approaches to wellness and the services they offer. So it actually runs the gamut. We'll have giveaways. Right now, if you go register, you can be entered to win a $50 Visa gift card. If you register on Eventbrite, you get 5 chances. If you register, if you RSVP on Facebook, you get 1 chance, but you have to be present to win. And there are many other prizes that we're rolling out during the event for individuals who are there and participating who have also RSVP.
Very nice. And so, looking back, reviewing your flyer for the Self-Care Sunday Prep, the thing I appreciate most, and as you know, when you work in a helping profession, generally we put others ahead of ourselves. And on that flyer, you specifically said we have to learn to put ourselves first, learn to take care of ourselves, because if we're not well, Lenice, and I know you know that this to be true, if we're not well, then the people who we're serving, they're not going to be well either. They're not going to make progress, and it's just going to be a revolving door as far as start needing healthcare services. So now tell the people, if people you can direct people to.
Yes. So my website is nourishmentforflourishment.com. That's nourishmentforflourishment.com. We're also on Facebook, Nourishment LLC, and you can get to the website from there. And we're on Instagram, Nourishment for Flourishment. You can also access our link from there to our website. But yes, I do want to reiterate, and you can follow us on Eventbrite as well, where you will get a chance to see all of our events that we're having to make you better. But I do want to reiterate what you were saying about us prioritizing ourselves as people in general, but especially people who pour into other people. If you only start with a fragmented version of you, they're not getting your best, so they're not going to be their best. And I started this journey because my mom, who I'm a caregiver for, reminded me, as like you said, I'm burning the candle at both ends. She would simply say, oxygen mask. And that's because she gave me a speech many years before that told me you have to remember those in-flight instructions. If something happens to that plane and you're taking care of somebody else, you're supposed to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you go attend to the individual that you're caring for. And that's because if you're out of capacity, then you can't help the next person. So if you're going to do something and make sure that your oxygen mask on, you deserve to be your best, and they deserve you at your best. And anyone that doesn't want to see you at your best, you have to weigh if they really care for you or not.
Amen, amen, and amen again. So, Lenice, I really appreciate you coming onto the show. Just know that I have an open door policy for people who are also in the ministry of health, and you've illustrated or demonstrated that you are just as passionate about ensuring that people stay well as I am. And so, I have an open door policy here. Anytime you have events, I want you to feel free to reach out and come and promote them here on Kelli Keeps You in the Know. So, one more time, please let people know where they can find you.
You can find Nourishment LLC at nourishmentforflourishment.com. We're also on Facebook, Nourishment LLC, and we're on Instagram at Nourishment for Flourishment. And you can also reach out to me on Facebook. I'm Denise Williams.
All right, and yes, she does have her page is amazing, and it will definitely be a place where you can get news that will help improve the quality of your life. So again, thank you so much for coming on the show, Lenice, and I'll be speaking to you soon, and I will be participating in at least one of your events. I don't want to promise both, but definitely one of your events, okay?
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you. You all have a lovely day.
You are so welcome. You as well. You've been listening to Kelli Keeps You in the Know. We're going to take a break, but we'll be right back.
Sincere Incorporated Home Healthcare Provider Management Services is a proud sponsor of Kelli Keeps You in the Know. If you want to become an independent provider or home healthcare agency provider, let us help you be the boss. Give us a call today at area code 513-968-0997. That's area code 513-968-0997, or visit our website, F as in Frank, ACP as in Paul, R.com/provider -MGMT-SVCS, or email sullivanandsullivansba@gmail.com. That's sullivanandsullivansba@gmail.com. Let Sincere Incorporated Home Healthcare Provider Management Services help you be the boss. Attention consumers. Are you in need of quality healthcare services that not only meet but exceeds your expectations? Well, try Enhanced Healthcare Solutions. At Enhanced Healthcare Solutions, we pride ourselves on providing quality, culturally competent care that, again, meets your needs. Enhanced Healthcare Solutions will provide services in the comfort of your own home, where you can relax and be in charge of your care. Whether you are recovering from surgery, injury, or just in need of in-home assistance, we at Enhanced Healthcare Solutions will accommodate all of your needs with quality care and an excellent staff of professional service providers. Some of the services we provide include nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and skilled home health services. Enhanced Healthcare Solutions knows firsthand the importance of home care. We promise that our clients will be satisfied with the quality of care that is provided and exceeds the expectations of the healthcare industry. At Enhanced Healthcare Solutions, we take pride in serving our clients in the greater Cincinnati area and surrounding counties. When you make your selection for home health services, let Enhanced Healthcare Solutions be your first and only choice for the quality of care that you not only need but deserve in the comfort of your home. Enhanced Healthcare Solutions is where quality meets care with dedication and commitment. Give Enhanced Healthcare Solutions a call today.
Welcome back to Kelli Keeps You in the Know. I am Kelli Prather, the self-proclaimed hostess with the mostest, who inspires to keep you, works to keep you inspired, encouraged, engaged, and empowered to walk empowered towards your purpose. It was really, really nice to hear from the lovely Denise Williams of Nourishment, and to hear about the events that she has coming up. Now, you want to make sure that you, again, put yourself first, because if you're not at your best, you can't give the individuals, as Lenice said, who you pour into, your very best. So in an effort to just remain happy, healthy, and whole, you want to put yourself first. And a great way to initiate that is to participate in Lenice's self-care setup. Okay, so go on her website. Check her out on Facebook. It's Lenice. Now, you all know that I am very cognizant of the spelling of individuals' names because there are multiple variations. Like there's multiple variations to spell Kelly. You can spell Kelly with an I or a Y, but I am Kelly with an I, and Lenice, her name is spelled Lenice Williams on Facebook. So please check her out, support her. She has a ministry, and God has ordained her to walk into her purpose of keeping individuals whole. So please check Lenice out. Now, the one thing I want to say, just keeping in line with keeping you whole, is I want to encourage you to continue to hone in to the Center for Closing the Health Gap, the NAACP, and other community partners, the COVID-19 Resource Center that they have set up. Now, every Saturday at 4 o'clock, they have virtual town hall meetings, and the guests have been amazing, just amazing. U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown appeared on the show. Cincinnati Health Commissioner Dr. Melba Moore was on the show. Dr. Anita Walker from UC. I mean, some real power players. And so you want to be engaged in that conversation. You want to be tuned into the conversation so you can know how to prepare best for this second wave of the COVID-19 virus or pandemic that is set to hit, I think, in September. And so now this is our opportunity to not be reactive, but instead proactive, and just prepare yourself and your families. And the first thing that you can do to prepare yourself is to make sure that you're doing whatever it takes to keep yourself healthy. Now, I know that there are some pre-existing conditions that people are taking medications for, such as diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, the cancer things, or things that have suppressed individuals' immune systems. But there are some counteractions that you can take to build up your immune system or build up your resistance to the COVID-19 pandemic. And like we said in the first half of the show, self-care is the best care. And so the way that you counteract anything that could potentially harm you is you start working on it. Drink as many fluids as possible to keep your system clear. Do some detox. One of my favorite things to do in the entire city of Cincinnati, really in the county, because at one point they were at Woodlawn Recreation Center, is to attend Boot Camp Cincinnati. So if you can find a structured workout program, you want to make sure that you participate in that structured workout program that will allow you to not only build muscle, but to release unhealthy toxins. And actually, what most people don't even realize is that when you work out, you release chemicals, these happy chemicals, and they're endorphins. You release those in your brain, and they just change your mood altogether. So, if you can get in some brisk walks, get into a structured fitness program like Boot Camp Cincinnati. And again, speaking of the Cincinnati Recreation Commission and all that Commissioner Daniel Bess is doing, the director, Daniel Bess is doing, I have to send a very special shout out to Daniel Bess, Denise Williams of Boot Camp Cincinnati, and DJ Tropicana of 101.1 The Wiz. They did an amazing job of hosting 100 Days of Wellness. Sadly, the COVID-19 pandemic cut that short, but I know that Boot Camp Cincinnati is actively engaging with their clients again, and prayerfully we will have something set up with Boot Camp Cincinnati, DJ Trop, and the Cincinnati Recreation Commission really, really soon. Even if it's about just being at one of the facilities in the back. I know that Hirsch has a really good field where you can be outdoors, you can maintain social distancing, you can keep yourself healthy, happy, and just be engaged in therapeutic group exercises. So again, I want to give a shout out to Denise Williams, Daniel Bess of the Cincinnati Recreation Commission, and DJ Tropicana for all that they're doing to keep the community healthy and happy. I also have to give a very special shout out to Cincinnati Police Officer Eddie Hawkins. all that he's doing for the police cadet program. I heard that he was brought to tears yesterday during the Cincinnati City Council meeting when he talked about the police cadet program. I had a wonderful opportunity to network with the police cadets during last summer when the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, came to the city of Cincinnati and hosted the morning show on Fountain Square. At that point is when I was introduced to some amazing cadets, just outstanding cadets who decided to get into that program for various reasons, not necessarily because they wanted to go into law enforcement, but because they wanted to stage because they do have a fitness component to it, and so there was an extremely diverse group of students, men, boys and girls, of all cultural backgrounds. I mean, there was a Muslim police cadet. I will share the video with the students on there shortly. So if you follow me on Facebook, I'm Kelli with an I, Kelli Prather. If you follow me on Facebook, you will see that video. I have to upload it again because it just warmed my heart to just see how much passion Cincinnati police officer Eddie Hart has put in that, especially in the recent with police brutality. And all too often, when you look at those things that are all negative about what takes place in the African American community and the Black community, especially as it relates to police officers and police brutality, that is what is sensationalized more so than other. But again, we need drug brutality. One thing I say is I have many police officer friends, but however, police officers need to be cognizant of the fact that although they are charged to serve and protect and enforce the law, they can be held accountable to the law if they break the law. And so a shout out to the national branch of the NAACP and some of the other civil rights organizations who are looking into the killings of Floyd and Mr. Floyd and the other gentleman from Georgia. But again, the Cincinnati Police and the Cincinnati Police Cadet Program is working to change the way that we look at police-community relationships and building up strong police officers who are passionate about changing the culture of policing, which we really, really appreciate. So thank you all so much for tuning into this edition of Kelli Keeps You in the Know. Remember to subscribe to the Cincinnati Herald. That article was written for all of the village mothers. All of the village mothers, thank you so much for all that you're doing. Those people who were strong enough, if they saw something in their community, they were strong enough to address it and say, hey, we're not going to have that around here, but who also loved and poured into the students. So again, thank you so much for listening to Kelli Keeps You in the Know every Tuesday at 2 p.m. from 2 p.m. to 2:30 right here on 1320 AM WCBG The Voice. Continue to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am working on an all-new website that you are destined to, you will definitely be impressed with. So stay tuned for that and continue to watch my podcast and my talk show on Spectrum Cable TV and Cincinnati Delphi Optics, channel 860. As always, I leave you with grace, faith, and peace. God bless you. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.
You've been listening to Kelli Keeps You in the Know. Kelli can be found on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Kelli is also a TV sensation. Make sure you watch the hit television shows Catching Up with Kelli and Kelli's commentary on Spectrum Cable TV. Check out the Catching Up with Kelli Facebook page. To catch or book Kelli Prather for your event, send an email to kelliprather1@gmail.com. That's Kelli with an I, Kelli, Prather, P as in Paul, R-A-T as in Tom, H-E-R, 1@gmail.com, or call Kelli personally at 513-258-9586. Again, that's 513-258-9586. Listen again next week on 1320 AM WCBG, The Voice. God bless.